All right, hello everybody. We will be starting now. Hi, welcome to the session that has been organized by the PMP coordinating team. My name is Meg Batra, and we'll be telling you about some things that you need to know going into your second year of college. So, the thing is, your first year here is very different from your second, third, fourth, and even fifth years. And there's a lot of new things that you'll need to learn so that you can plan your degree and better optimize your time in college. So, we have made this meet so that you guys can learn some things, interact with seniors, and solve all of your doubts. So, these are just some of the things that we'll be going over. So, yeah, I'll pass it on to Yash now, and he'll brief you about your timeline here.
Okay. Hello everyone. I hope I am audible to all of you. So yeah, myself Yash Agrawal, and I am a dual degree student myself. I am doing a dual degree. I am a student of MSc Biology and BE Computer Science. So yeah, let us. I'll be now telling you about the timeline. So I have. So we have divided the timeline in two parts. So we'll be first discussing about the single degree, and later we'll be discussing about the dual degree timeline. So as you can see on the screen, we have in the single degree timeline, we have basically these 4 years. So all of you are done with your first year, and now you all are going to be there in your second year. So in your second year, you will be having 2 semesters. You will be having 2-1 and 2-2. So there are these three courses: M3, POE, and EVS. POE, POM. So these are some courses which you will be doing like you were doing in your first year. Like these are some of the courses which all of you will do regardless of your degree, whether you are a single degree student or a dual degree student. So these three courses are there for all of you, wherein we have these courses M3, EVS, POE, or POM. You have to do either one of them. So yeah. So in your first semester, you will be having M3, you will be having EVS. So M3 and EVS are there for like all of you. Everyone would be doing. And then if we come to POE, POM, so some of you would be having it in your first semester, and the rest of you would be having it in a second semester. So yeah, I guess the ones who are going to have it in the first semester would have already gotten a chance to choose them, and if not, they'll give you a chance to go for POE or POM. And further, we'll discuss about it a bit more. And more or less, in your second year, other than these courses, you'll be having your health, DELs, or some more courses, and your CDCs, which are your compulsory electives, which you need to do according to your degree. So yeah, more about this would be discussed in the further slides. And okay, this is something about your second year. And as your second year is over, you will be going with your summer term. Summer term, or basically you can call it as PS1. Most of you would be doing a PS1 year. So the PS1 preferences are filled in the second semester of your second year. So you'll be giving preferences about the companies and stuff, and later you'll get into some of the company, like in one of the company, and the allotment would be done based on your 2-1 ka CGPA. So yeah, this is about your summer term, and then just after your 2-2 gets over, you will be starting your PS1 in some of the company, and then you will complete it in the next 2 months. And after summer term is over, you will be heading towards your year 3, which is basically just like us, as we are going to our third year now. So again, if you are a single degree student in your third year, you won't have any courses like M3, EVS, या फिर पहले जैसे the courses were there which everyone was doing. In third year, you are basically required to complete the CDCs, which are compulsory electives according to your degree. You are required to complete your OPELs or DELs, which you have not completed. Again, more about this would be discussed in the further slides. But yeah, in third year, you mostly would have the courses which are like your common for your branches. I am getting a doubt about POE. So MSc Eco people would have to do POE and POM in one of these semesters according to how your degree, how your professors are telling you. But yeah, for MSc Economics people, you have to complete both of the courses, PO and POM, POE and POM, since both of these are your CDCs. So yeah, let's come back to year 3. So yeah, in year 3, you will be completing all the CDCs of your degree. And let's now go for year 4. So in year 4, you will be having 2 semesters. You will be having one semester wherein you will be going for a practice school 2, also known as PS2. So you'll be going for PS2, or and one semester you will be completing your remaining coursework if any remains. There is also one semester which is called as also a chance if you complete all of your courses before fourth year, then you can have a chance to complete your degree early. This thing is known as early grad. We might discuss in the further slides about this also. So yeah, there is one thing called early grad. But if you have some courses left, then you will be having one semester in your fourth year. It can be a 4-1 or 4-2, depends on which semester you are going for the PS2. So accordingly, you will have one semester for your PS2 and one semester for the remaining courses. And again, the PS2 companies are allotted based on the CGPA which you have till the last semester. And yeah, this is some timeline for the single degree students. Now we'll be looking at the timeline of dual degree students. Please go to the next slide. Yeah. So, okay, let us now see the dual degree students timeline. So, up till summer term, the timeline is pretty much the same for both single degree and dual degree students. You will be having the POE, POM thing. Both of you would be having M3 EVS. It is all the same like the single degree students. But if the dual degree students have not heard, I'll repeat it jaldi se. So yeah, year one you all are done. Year two will be having these courses M3, EVS, and POE or POM depends which you are taking. If you are not a economic students, then you have a choice to take POE or POM. And then yeah, some of you would have POE, POM in our first semester, and the remaining one would be having it in the next semester. And M3 and EVS is there for all of you in your 2-1 only in your first semester of second year. And then again we go for PS1. It is again as same as the single degree students. You need to fill the preferences and everything in your 2-2. Like all of this procedure would be together with the single degree friends. So till summertime everything is same for both of you. But now from year 3 things become different. From year 3 क्या होता है? If you are a dual degree student, you have 2 degrees courses in the third year. Basically, if I give you my example, so in my third year, which is basically going to start on the 29th of August, I'll be having my 2 degree courses there. I'll be having my MSc biology courses plus I'll be having my BE computer science courses as well. So I'll have to complete both of these courses in the third year, and accordingly, if I have some slot, I'll utilize it for some other HEL, DEL, or some other course which we'll be talking about in the further session. So majorly, the third year part is very different for the dual degree students since you have 2 degrees in the same thing, right? So yeah, this is about your third year, and in your third year you will be basically completing all the common disciplinary courses CDCs of your MSc degree. And in the fourth year, if you have some DELs left about your MSc degree, then you can complete it in your fourth year. And your fourth year would be majorly about your BE degree. Like my fourth year would be majorly on my computer science degree. Also, I just forgot to mention one thing. Mac, can you go on the first slide of single degree students? Okay, yeah. So after your PS1 is over, the single degree students have companies coming for summer internship program, which we call as SIPs. So yeah, moreover, single degree student need to prepare in the second year or like after second year during the PS1 time about about the SIPs. So you'll be having your SIP season like just after the PS1 ends. Company starts to come, and yeah, in your whole third year, you will be having some companies arriving. You will be giving the test for those companies, and if you get a SIP, you will be doing those SIP just after your third year gets over. And after your third year gets over, you will be having a summer term wherein you will be having this thing. Yeah, you will be having your SIP thing. Okay, now Mac, you can go on the dual degree other side. So yeah, similarly, the SIP thing for dual degree students is in their fourth year. So after your third year is over, you'll be having the you'll be having SIP test after your third year. The dual degree student would be having the SIP sessions after their third year. The companies would be coming in their fourth year, and they'll be eligible to sit for SIPs after their third year. And okay, and if some dualite is able to crack SIP, they'll be doing their SIP after their fourth year. So जैसे तुम्हारा fourth year gets over, you will be like the summer after your fourth year, you will be going for the company to do your SIP thing. Okay, so again I was talking about third year. Third year, I guess I've explained you guys enough. Keep you will be having both of your degrees, and your MSc degrees CDC will get over in your third year, and fourth year would be majorly of your BE degree. And if you have some courses left about your first degree of your like the MSc degree, then you can complete in your fourth year. And yeah, for the fifth year, if we come, so single degree students have only one PS2 in their fourth year, but dual degree students have this chance of having two PS2s in their fifth year. So like yeah, they have two PS2s, and the PS2 which is practical school 2, this is totally like totally allotted based on the CGPAs they have. So yeah, maintaining CGPA is a must till your fifth year, and yeah, in your fifth year you will be having Okay, we'll be answering all your doubts which you are putting up in the chat later. I am just explaining you guys right now. I'm not looking at your doubts, but yeah, feel free to post your doubt in the chat section. So yeah, in the fifth year you will be having two PS2s. There is one thing. If you are able to crack a SIP after your third year, or like whenever your SIP season is there, then you'll be having only one PS1. You won't be having two PS. You'll be having only one PS2. You won't be having two PS2s. Like you'll be having only one PS2, just like your single degree friends. And again, the choice would be yours, which sem you want to go for PS2 and which sem you want to be on campus. And on the campus, you'll be doing a thesis with your remaining coursework. And if you don't have any remaining coursework, you might continue doing a thesis on the campus, which is like necessary if you crack a SIP. But if you do not crack a SIP, both the semesters can be given to you as PS2s. But if you want to do them as thesis, you can continue like doing thesis for like both of the semesters. So this would be timeline for the dual degree students. So I'll just give a quick recap for both of them. Mac, please go to the single degree slide. Mac, please go to the single degree slide. Yeah. So I'll just quickly recap everything which I told. So if you're a single degree student, first year all of you have done. Second year we will have these three courses: M3, EVS, and POE or POM, whichever you are taking in either of your semester. M3 and EVS is going to be there in your 2-1, and POE, POM would be there on your 2-1 or 2-2 depending on your branches. Then you will be having your summer term, which is PS1, and after your summer term you will be having your SIP season. Companies would be coming for SIPs and you'll be sitting for them. And yeah, after that you'll be in your third year. In the whole third year you'll be having companies for SIPs and stuff. And yeah, this would be your third year. And there you will be going to your fourth year. In fourth year you'll be having one chance to take PS2 in like any of the semester. And if you have some remaining coursework, you need to do it in the another semester other than your PS2. And then yeah, I guess you would have understood about the year four thing. And if you are planning for early graduation, then you might not have two semesters in the fourth year. You'll be just having one semester, and that would be your PS2 or thesis, whichever you choose. So this is about the single degree. Let's go and revise for the dual degree thing again. Please go to the dual degree site. Yeah. Okay, so again till summer term, everything is same for the single degree and dual degree students. You will be having only two in 2-1. You'll have M3 and EVS, and PO and POM accordingly in your second year, like whichever semester is there, depending on your branch. Then you'll be having summer term as similar to single degree students. Then you'll be there in your third year. The dual degree students would be having 2 degrees courses together, like MSc degree plus BE degree courses in your third year. And the fourth year, it would be majorly your BE degree courses, since your MSc degree courses are over in your third year. And yeah, after your fourth year is over, after your third year is over, you will be having companies for SIPs. And as you complete your SIP, like if you crack a SIP, you will be having a chance to do only one PS2. But if you are not able to crack a SIP, or if you are not going for SIPs, then you will be having a chance to do two PS2s in your fifth year. Or like you can do two theses on the semester, or you can do one thesis and one PS2 according to your choice. So this would be your timeline for dual degree students. Okay, you guys can put all of your doubts in the chat. And yeah, I guess I'm done for single degree and dual degree timeline. I'll be now passing the mic to Namrata Ahuja. She would be taking the further session. Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, Namrata here. So today I'll be talking about the types of courses. Basically, in BITS we have two types of courses, that are the CDCs and the electives. Now CDCs are the compulsory disciplinary courses that are same for all the students that are enrolled in that branch. Say for example, if you are in BENI, you'll have a fixed set of courses that you'll have to do in your 2-1, in your 2-2, and so on. Be showing you all a snippet of that. Mehak, could you please open the snippet? Okay, so over here, as we can see, there is a sample of a 2-1 semester for MSc Chemistry. As we can see, there are 4 chemistry courses with the course code CHEM, that is for chemistry. We have our M3, as Yash mentioned, and there is one course EMT, which is also a CDC for chemistry. Now, when we add all these up, they add up to 18 credits. In a semester, you can accommodate up to 25 credits. So for a dualite, it's advisable that in your second year you try to max out as many courses, max out the semester with as many courses as you can. So instead of one humanities elective as suggested, you could add in two humanities electives or maybe some other electives that we will now speak of. Getting back to our courses, could you, yeah. So since we now spoke about CDCs and we saw a sample for 2-1, let's move on to the second type of course. Now, the second type of course that we do have at BITS are the electives. Now, electives are those courses that give you the liberty to choose from. Basically, they are not fixed. They are, courses which you could take that interest you. Now, when I speak of electives, they are subdivided into three categories, namely the disciplinary elective, the humanitarian elective, and the open elective. Now, what are disciplinary electives? They are also called DELs, the short form for that. They are the courses that are related to the degree, and these are the courses you can choose. So, say for example, for MSc Chemistry, you would be doing DELs for the same. Here's an example of some of the DELs that are offered, and I'll have to, pick the ones that I wish to, do in my degree. Getting back to the electives, we have our second type of elective, that is the humanities. These are the electives that include humanitarian courses. They are basically your hills. Now they are not branch specific. They are common courses which throughout people from MSc and BE they have to do, and they are not pertaining to engineering or to MSc. Speaking about the third type of elective that we have, that is the open elective. Now, what is an open elective? An open elective are basically courses that are related to a discipline other than yours. They are the DELs for another branch. Say, for example, if you are in BE Electronics, you could opt for an open elective of MSc Biology or maybe of Mechanical and so on. We would further elaborate on it in the coming slides. Moving on. Mehak, could you? Yeah. So now, since we spoke about our fixed courses that are the CDCs and three types of electives, how many do we actually require to do? So in order to graduate, there are a certain number of courses that you need to complete so that you obtain your degree. So as I showed you, the CDCs are fixed for every semester. Like 2-1 would have a fixed set of CDCs, 2-2 would have a fixed set of CDCs, and so on. So that's something I need not worry about. But when I talk about the electives, they are, since you have the liberty to choose them, there are a fixed amount of those that you need to cover. Now, DEL requirements are something that vary branch to branch. So say, for example, in MSc Chemistry, I have a DEL requirement of 4. But if you were an economic student, you would have to cover 6 DELs. So this is something that varies, and this is something that you could check on the ARP so that how much DELs do you need to cover. So when do I do my DELs? Basically, for a single degree student, generally DELs are done in the 3-1 onwards. And when I talk about a dual degree student, your MSc DELs, since you would be having to do DELs for your MSc degree as well as your BE degree, the MSc DELs would start 2-1 onwards, whereas your BE DELs would start 4-1 onwards. Speaking of healths since are common to all students and are not branch specific, they are 3 in number for everyone enrolled in the BE or in the dual degree course. And you could choose in a health from your 2-1. Moving on to the next slide. There are some other requirements too. A third elective, that was the open elective, is something that only a single degree student needs to do. So say, for example, if you're a dual degree student, you just have to do your DELs and your healths. But if you are a single degree student, then you need to do all 3 types of electives, your DELs, your healths, as well as your open electives. Now, when I talk about open electives for single degree students, they are 5 in number, irrespective of your branch. And you need to complete it throughout the course. You can start doing them in your second year. And you could also use those 5 open electives in order to complete your minor degree, something that we would be talking at a later stage. The last requirement that we do have is the practice school or thesis. Now, as Yash earlier mentioned, that in the summer break for second year, we do PS1. Now, PS1 is basically practice school one, which is the prerequisite for practice school 2. So, in case you want to opt for practice school 2, PS1 is something that is compulsory for you. For single degree students, in their fourth year, they have the option either in 4.1 or in 4.2 to opt for PS or thesis, depending on what interests them. When I come and talk about dual degree students, since it's a 5-year course, in your fifth year, that is your 5.1 as well as your 5.2, you would have to do a PS or a thesis. You'll be doing it in both semesters. So you could do a combination, maybe do thesis in both semesters, or maybe do PS in both semesters. Or if you want to try out both options, you could do a thesis in one semester and the PS in the other semester. So being a dualite, you have the liberty to choose what combination of PS or thesis you wish to opt for. Moving on. So we spoke about how do we handle our other electives, but now we need to, tackle healths. So choosing healths can sometimes be a little tricky. So how do we identify a hell? A hell is basically, listed with the HSS code or the GS code. So health, since our optional courses, we need to consider only those which do not clash with our compulsory courses. So as you can see in the PPT, I have linked the timetable generator. So you can feed in your CDCs over there and any DEL that you wish to, take in your 2.1, and then check which are the healths that do not clash with my schedule, since I cannot obviously be present at 2 classes at one time. So in this list that's given for this semester that was mailed up yesterday, we have a list of 23 healths that are being offered. So say, for example, out of these 23 healths, there are about 18 of the healths that do not clash with your CDCs or with any DEL that you wish to take. You can choose which hell you want to take out of the 18, not the 23, since some of them are clashing. Now, how do I choose which hell do I want to take out of the 18? There are certain factors which you could take into account, such as the interest, the grading, as well as the instructor who's taking the course. Now, okay, I decided which hell I want to do, but how will I be allotted the hell? You would be allotted the hell on the basis of PR number. Now, what is PR number? PR number is basically a randomly generated number that you are given every semester before the registration. So, say for example, if I get a PR number of say 3, I am at the third person to get the subject. So I could probably get the hell that I want at my first priority. But if I am someone with a PR number of say 700, there might be that the courses that you really wanted and was at your first priority might get filled out by then. But you don't need to be disheartened for that, because you could take hells in every semester of yours. So say, for example, if you wanted to do a certain hell and couldn't get it this semester, you could try to get it the following semester. And if you still are adamant to get it this semester, there's also an option of add and swap. So basically, in case there are seats left in that course and they open a window in the ARP, so that you could swap it, like swap your hell with the hell you wanted. So you could swap it over there. That's a process that happens a bit later after registration. You could swap and get the hell of your choice. Moving further. Mehek. Now I would like to hand over to Nanda to explain the other details.
Hi guys, I'm Nanda. Hope I'm audible. Can someone confirm in the chat, please? Yes, all right, great. So hi guys, I'm Nanda. I'm a Dualite too. So let's talk about how grading at BITS happens. I'm pretty sure you guys have gone through this. You would know this. So there's A minus B, B minus C, C minus D, but there's no D minus, and these are the respective grade points you get for them. And then the least you can get is an E grade. E grade means you have still cleared the course, but you only get 2 grade points for it. And apart from that, there's NC. NC is you haven't cleared the course, so you have to repeat it in a later semester in order to finally graduate. And then registration cancelled is something that's more of like a disciplinary thing. In case you get caught cheating or something, that's where you'd end up. And another requirement you have is you need to get more than 4.5 CG in order to graduate. All right, moving on. So let's talk about how many slots you have, how you want to plan out your whole 4 or 5 years at BITS. So first thing I'd ask all of you to do is open Bulletin and see what are the courses you have in your degree. I've linked out the bulletin that'll be put on chat. That'll also be sent to you later. So you can see how your degree is planned out. Even for DOLATs, let's say I'm physics and EC. So I can see every year what course I have. So I guess, Mehak, you can go to the next slide. I'll just show them how the bulletin looks. So yeah, this is for someone who is in EC. This is how your whole degree will look like. Your first year is common to everyone. Second year is when you'll start specialization. So here you can see like this is one way of completing your degree. BITS is very flexible in that regard. You can complete the degree in so many ways. Like how in the second year it's written humanity elective. It's up to you if you want to take humanities elective or not. You can choose not to do it also. This is just one way of the many ways to graduate. In the next slide, I'll show you how physics and EC looks like. Yeah, so this is how physics and EC looks like. This. So one thing you need to know, these are all your CDCs. These are compulsory courses that you need to do, right? And this is one way of graduating, right? So you can see in this style, in your 5th year, they have allotted like 4 units to second degree discipline electives. But that is something most of the people would not want to do. In your final year, people do not want to do any courses. They would want to do PS or thesis. Right. So this is just one of the ways to complete your degree. Okay, let's go back to the previous slides. Yes. So now you know that. You can plan out your degree however you want. Only CDCs you need to do as per schedule. So in your bulletin, you can see what CDC. CDC is basically compulsory disciplinary course, right? In your bulletin, you can see what are the compulsory courses that you need to do. So that you have to do, and remaining whatever slots you have are free. You can choose whatever you want to do. So let's say if I have like 20 credits that are taking up, or let's say 19 credits which are my CDC for next semester, right? Then the maximum I can do is 25 credits. That means I have 6 credits free, or I can like probably take up 2-3 credit courses. So we'll talk about this. That's called maxing out. If you use up all your 25 credits every semester, right? That is called maxing out. The max credits you get is 25 semester. 25 credits. So that's called maxing out. If you don't use up all your 25 credits, it's called spacing out. It's different ways to graduate. But if you're a dualite, you most probably want to max out all your semesters, because if you max out all your semesters, you can go to your bulletin and see you barely have like you usually have like 22 credits worth of CDCs almost every semester. So you can take up like one extra course or so. So if you max out every semester, by the end of your degree, like in your final year, you'll end up having about 2 to 3 slots free. That is how it's designed. So if you do this, you can keep your 5th year free, and in your 5th year you can do 2 PS, or you can do like on-site thesis and stuff like that. In case you have like certain courses that need to be done to graduate, then in your final year, in your 5th year, you might have to choose to do a thesis at BITS alongside doing courses. So that's the difference. There are two types of thesis. We'll talk about that. One is a 16 credit thesis and other is 9 credit thesis, while PS is 20 credits for all. So if you can do a 16 credit thesis being on campus or doing it off campus, like you can do a thesis in a university abroad under another professor or in like IIT or anywhere you want to do. So that counts as a 16 credit thesis. No, it lasts for only one sem. A thesis lasts for one sem. And if you're a dualite, you can choose to do two theses, or you can do one thesis and one PS, or you can do two PS. And if you're a singleite, you get the option to choose thesis or PS. One thing to note is that if you want to do PS2, you should have done PS1 because that's a prereq. Without that, you cannot do a PS. All right. You can do a PS1 and then do a thesis. That is not a problem. So in case you have some courses left over and you want to do, and you have only a final year left over, then you would opt for a 9 credit thesis. That's the only option you have. You have to do a 9 credit thesis, and the remaining credits, whatever you have, you can use them up to register to courses and do the courses. Apart from that, we also have something called early grad. Early grad is kind of like mostly for single degree students. Instead of 4 years, you have the option to graduate in 3.5 years. This is usually done by maxing out all your semesters. If you max out all your semesters, you can complete all your requirements. In case you haven't, you have two options. One is if your courses are offered in like summer term, you can do a summer term and do the courses then. Otherwise, you have another option key. You can do an thesis at bits, which is of 9 credits, and use the remaining credits to complete your courses. All right. So let's move on. I'll show you like how your timetable would look like. Yes, this is how the timetable of a spaced out semester will look like. This is for ENI in your 2-2. As you can see, like on an average, they have about 4 classes in a day. This is for 19 credits. This person has not taken any other electives. They haven't taken DELs or ELs. All right. And next up, let's look at how the timetable for a maxed out semester will look like. This is the maxed out semester, how it looks like. This is of 24 credits. And this is for eco in the 2-1. And you can see like on an average, they have about 5 to 6 classes in a day. So obviously your workload will be much higher when you take a max out semester, but that comes at a price that you'll have some free slots by the end, right? Okay, let's move on. I will show you how registration is done. I'll show you all of this on ERP. I'll show you how you can plan out your degree there. All right. Okay, so let me present my screen. Give me a moment. Hold on. All right. Yeah. So, okay, if you want to check your CDCs, you can check it through Bulletin or through ERP, which I'll show you right now. So, okay, this is your landing page once you open your ERP. And then I'll go into my academics. This is a CG reveal moment. Yes, not very proud of it currently. Okay, so let's say I want to look at how my 4th year SEM1 is. I open my 4th year SEM1, and this is how my 4th year SEM1 looks. I have 3 CDCs that I need to do in my 4-1. And these 3 CDCs occupy 4 plus 4 plus 3. That is 11 credits. I have 11 credits worth of CDCs. And the remaining 14 credits, I have the liberty to choose whatever I want to do. So you can see, okay, now let's say I want to choose for the remaining 14 credits, I want to choose DELs, disciplinary electives. All right. So if I want to look at where my discipline, I can go down. If I scroll down, you can see this, right? It says B5 disciplinary electives. B5 is physics. These are my physics disciplinary electives. I can keep scrolling through the list. It will show me all the courses that are offered in bits. There are about 36 disciplinary electives which I'm eligible for, right? But the thing is, you need to see what all courses are being offered by your department for the next semester. That is one thing. And the other thing you need to do is always check the prerequisites required for that course. If you haven't done the prerequisite, you cannot do that course, right? So now here I can see that this is my requirements to graduate. I need to do 5 courses minimum, out of which I have done 2, and I need to do 3 more. And it's the same thing in units too. I need to do a minimum of 15 units in disciplinary electives. I have done 6 units, and I need to do 9 more credits. All right. So the same thing for this is a double A discipline electives. That is my EC courses. The for my EC for EC the requirement is I need to do 4 courses. I haven't done any, so I need to complete all of the 4 to graduate. And I can scroll through this list of what all courses I'm eligible for. Not eligible for, what all courses are offered. Later you can check your eligibility by seeing if you have done the prerequisites or not. Yeah, so that's about it. But the one thing you might have to note is for dualites, the elective requirements, disciplinary elective requirements are different as per degree. So I'm in physics, for me it's 5. For chemistry people, it's 4. So you might want to open your ERP, check this out, check out how many courses you are required to do. And then go to your bulletin and see what all CDCs you have. Or you can check your CDCs here only, right? You can just open up any year, like year 3, sem 2. If I open it, it'll show me that these are the courses I compulsory need to do, right? 7 courses. I guess I have 1 free slot in this semester. I can take up 1 more courses. I can take up a Hell, or I can take up a disciplinary elective, right? So you can plan out your whole degree, how you at like what year, what course you want to do. Your seniors will help you out more in departmental sessions to help you plan out like what all DELs are there, what all Hells are there, and what all you can take, what all prerequisites are there, which has a good prof and all of that, right? The same thing I can do for like humanities too. Even though, hold on. Yeah, like it's just split into year 2, sem 1, year 2, sem 2. It's not required to do like that. You can do it however you want. So you can see that I've done 1 humanity here, and I've done 2 more humanities here, and I'm done with my humanity requirements, right? You have to do 3 humanities in total. All right, that's about ERP. So on your registration day, also, yeah, if you do an SOP, LOP, or DOPs, they will count under your departmental electives. If you do an SOP in humanities, they'll be counted in humanities. And if you do from other departments, it'll be counted as opals. So yeah, that's about it. And a lot of whatever you plan out your degree, I'd say plan out alternatives too. In the unlikely case that you get like a very bad PR number and stuff, you might not get the course that you wanted. And also talk to your seniors so that you know what courses are offered in what semester, because there are a lot of courses which are only offered in even semesters or only offered in odd semesters. Yeah, that's about it. So your registration will also be done here on your ERP. You can this registration portal will get opened on the day of registration. So here, yeah, right now I can't, but like you can go to enrollment, you can search for classes, you can search for sections, and you can choose whatever suits best to you, and then go for it. So a lot of it depends on your PR number. The lesser the PR number, you'll be the first ones to make the timetable. So it's more likely that you'll get whatever course you want to do. Yeah, that's about it on ERP. I can start presenting again. All right. So yeah, this is one thing majorly, that always check the prerequisites before you plan your courses. This is the document will be linked. Don't worry about it. This is a whole PDF of like 35 pages. It has the prerequisites for every course. Your PR number does not remain the same every time. It keeps changing. It's randomly allotted, and your PR number is average kind of. So if I have like a good PR this semester, it's more likely that I'll get a bad PR next semester, and then probably a good one, hopefully. So your PR number is kind of averaged out in that way. So it's so that it's fair to everyone. Right. So this is how your prerequisite document will look like. So let's say if I want to do this course, CSF 301, Principles of Programming Language. If I want to do that, I must have completed data structures and algorithm already in a previous semester, or like in some other semester that I've completed. Otherwise, I'll not be able to enroll to that course. Right. Same thing you can see like for computer architecture, you need to do MUP and digital design. So have a look at it. Be careful that some courses have the prerequisites or, like here it's and, for some will be written or. That means you have to have done one of the two courses, one of the two prerequisite courses, and then you're good to go and do this course. All right. That's about it from my side. Like you can keep asking doubts in the chat, and at the end we'll also have a Q&A session, so you can like talk to us. I'll hand over to Piyush to continue from here.
Hello guys, I hope I'm audible. If I am audible to you guys, kindly give some indication in the chat, probably. Yes, thank you. So, good evening guys, my name is Piyush Mohite and I'm a single degree student from computer science and I'm in my third year now. So, we will be going forward with the session and we will be discussing some other important terms. Please, let's move forward. Yeah. So we will be discussing about project courses basically. So apart from the normal courses which you have, there are certain types of courses which are called as project courses. So BITS offers students these types of courses, and how these are exactly different from the normal courses which you have is these do not have any lectures or these do not have any exams, unlike your lecture courses. So these also generally tend to have slightly better grading as compared to your lecture courses, and more importantly, these need to be approved in the previous semester of when you will be taking these courses. So the way it usually works is the project course is handled by some of the prof. Let's say one prof who is ready to offer a project course to you, you have to apply and for that project course to the prof before the semester starts. And once the prof approves of that particular project course, then during the registration, he can register you for that particular project course, and then you take that course up in the particular semester. So in general, the project course is it counts for 3 unit in the Dell requirement if it is done in the same department as your major degree. So let's say you are doing a project under some particular prof of CS department. DL is basically deep learning. It's a subtopic of it's a field of computer science. So let's say you are in computer science branch and you are doing a project based on deep learning under a CS department prof. Then that particular study oriented project, SOP, LOP, and DOP basically means study oriented, lab oriented, as and design oriented projects. So that particular study oriented project is counted as a DEL in the academic requirement. DEL is disciplinary elective, as we mentioned earlier. And like a standard DEL, it has 3 units as its grade points. So other than that, if you have a project under some other department, a professor, let's say you are in computer science branch and you have a project course under, let's say, some triple E or maths department professor, but the topic for the same is related to the to your own department, then you can get that particular project converted into a DEL of your department as well. But for that thing, you have to take permission of your department's HOD. So apart from formal project courses, there is a thing which is called as informal projects. So the thing is key, not all profs provide or allow project courses right away, formal project courses right away. So some of them do allow informal projects, by the way of which you have to take an informal project under that particular professor, and in that particular semester, based on your work, you are allotted a formal project in the next semester. So that way you have an project working experience in one semester, which you can use as your formal experience to apply for a formal project in the next semester. So this is a brief about the project courses. Let's move on. So yeah, this is some information directly picked up from your ERP. Exact all the details regarding how project courses work are mentioned in your ERP itself. If you go to student pre-registration section in your ERP and the project courses tab in there, you will find this exact information. So basically, in one, you are allowed to take only one particular study-oriented, one particular project course in one semester. You can't take multiple project courses in one semester. And in your entire degree, you are allowed maximum of okay, yeah. So the type of project courses, as you can see, there are 5 types of project courses: study project, lab project, uh, design project, and special projects. 2 types of lab and design projects are there. So those two represent, if you have, let's say, XXXF266, which basically means a study project, and the initial 3 letters indicate which degree program you have. Let's say if you have a computer science branch, then you have CSF266. If you have chemical, you have CHE. If in the same way, if it is an HSS, then it's a humanity elective. So you have a limited number of project courses in your entire degree. You are not allowed to take a project type course in your first year. You can take only one study project in your second year, that too in your second semester of your second year. In your third year, you can take one project in each semester. It can be either of the type, either of the project course, whether it be LOP, DOP, or SOP. But only one per semester is allowed. Then in the fourth year, basically, you are allowed to take 2 different projects in one semester, because if you have to complete your degree requirements as in terms of academic credits, then BITS allows you to take more than one project courses in your final year only. So in fourth year, both single as well as dual degree. In dual degree, for dual degree students, last final year is filled up with either thesis or PS2. Hence, fourth year is the last time when single as well as dual degree students are allowed to take more than one projects in the semester. So moving on. Yeah. So as I mentioned before, a student can take at max 3 project courses to meet its the student's disciplinary electives requirement. As I mentioned before, if the project comes under the discipline of your own department, you can convert it into DEL to complete your academic requirements. But that thing you can do only 3 times. If you do more than 3 SOPs, then the extra ones will be counted as open electives, obviously. So the detail, as I mentioned before, the details regarding this are present on your ERP, which you can go through. So yeah. As I had mentioned before, you can take only one study-oriented project in one semester, so you cannot apply to two different professors for your SOP. So this registration is done by the AUGSG itself. Anyways, let's move on. Also, the last project type of project, special project which I had mentioned, a student needs to have completed all its discipline core requirements to be eligible for special project. Yeah, let's continue. So minor degree program is another program which BITS offers its students. Minor degree program basically allows a particular department or multiple departments to offer a certain package of courses in some particular area or sub area to students whom this area or sub area would not be a part of their major program. Let's say, for example, I am in computer science branch and I am interested in pursuing or exploring finance related options as my career. So the economics department offers a finance minor, which is a set of finance courses which I can complete and obtain a minor degree in finance, which can help me in placements. So since those finance courses are not a part of my major program, which is let's say CS, hence that way minor degree program helps students. So a minor degree program allows a student to pursue a particular area through a set of courses, as I mentioned. But those courses are limited and not as much as your major degree program, which you have to complete each year. Those are a smaller set of courses, and the minor degree program can be interdisciplinary as well. So you can take, let's say, finance plus CS or data science minor with some mechanical branch, mechanical major. So it can be any sort of interdisciplinary. So if you go to your bulletin, there are many different types of minor programs which BITS has mentioned, but Goa campus currently provides the following 5 types of minor. Yeah, I'm really sorry for the disturbance. Yeah, so in the previous slide, you could see 5 different types of minors. Those are the minors which Goa campus offers. So first type of minor is finance minor. There is a very important term here called offshoot, which I'll explain you in a small while. If you look at the chart given below, this chart you can find it in your bulletin as well. So to complete any minor degree, you have to complete a certain set of courses. The courses and units requirement is mentioned above, as you can see. For finance minor, you should complete a minimum of 5 courses, out of which 2 are core courses and rest are elective courses. What are core courses? So those are basically the courses which you have to complete regardless in order to complete your minor degree. Those are the sort of, you can say, compulsory courses for your minor degree. And elective courses are basically pool of courses which you can choose from to complete the minor requirement. So in the present case, you have to choose any 3 courses out of electives along with the 2 compulsory core electives if you have, wish to get a degree of minor finance minor. In the chart itself, you can see L, P, and U in the last columns. L, P, and U basically represent the units for lecture, practical, and total units, respectively. Lecture units are generally the units which in a normal courses have, which is 3 in most of the courses here. So we'll come to that in the next part as well. But before moving that, there is an important term called offshoot, which comes specifically with respect to finance minor. When when the companies related to finance appear for placements, they always look out for something called as offshoot, which is basically the sum of all your grade points which you have received in the courses of your finance minor. So whenever you get a finance minor certificate, the transcript mentions the grades in each of the finance courses you have done as part of your minor program. So if you sum up the grade points you have received in all, which will be 50 for 5 courses, like for as we have mentioned before, since first year you know how to calculate grade points. A corresponds to 10 grade points. So if you get A, let's say A in 4 courses and A minus in one of the course, so the sum of your offshoot will be 49. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 9. So it is generally preferred that you have a good offshoot if you wish to set for placements of finance related companies. So if you do wish to take a finance minor, do keep this in mind. And the last point for finance minor is basically students of MSc Economics branch don't really take a finance minor because most of all the courses are either compulsory courses or electives for them. So it doesn't really make sense for MSc Economics people to take a finance minor. So let's move on. Yeah. So another important minor is data science minor. In this particular minor also, as you can see, there are 5 courses you need to complete on minimum, but there are 3 core courses here instead of 2 as compared to the previous one. And do keep in mind that some of the electives which are mentioned here have certain prerequisites which you have to keep in mind while selecting these courses. Prerequisites ka PDF we have shared with you, and we will be also sharing with you after the meet. As you can see, one of the couple of courses here have 3 lab units and 1 practical unit, which basically implies total of 4 course units, which means it's a lab course. So if you see, notice the table, courses such as graph mining and social media analytics, they are lab-based courses. So they will have labs as well, similar to your introduction to computer programming course. So who can take data science minor? Now, this, unlike finance minor, this can be taken by computer science branch as well, because this does certainly have computer science disciplinary electives, but this is a specialized field in that in CS. So all the single degree people can take this. As far as dual degree people are concerned, for maths plus CS or students having MSc Maths as their degrees, it's a bit manageable for them because some of the courses mentioned in here are disciplinary electives for math students as well as CS. For other dual degree students, having a data science minor can be a bit hectic. But regarding this, I recommend all of you to talk to your seniors before taking any important decisions. I think we have doubt what is a good offshoot score. Um, there is not a hard and fast score here, but personally, as a senior, I would recommend you to have a score of 40 plus in your offshoot. If you are above 45, then it's the you're in a really safe zone. So try to keep up a 45 plus offshoot score. So let's move on. So yeah, just like data science and finance, we have a minor offered by the physics department as well. Yeah. So basically, minor in physics aims to introduce the students to the fundamental theories of physics. The core courses which are present in physics minor, those cover the basics, and you have a large pool of electives which you can choose from according to whatever interest students have. So moving on. There is a water and sanitation minor as well, which is offered by BITS in here. In here as well, we have 2 core courses and 3 minimum electives which you need to choose. Moving on. Last type of minor is PEP minor, Philosophy, Economics, and Politics. Here we have 3 core courses and a very large pool of elective courses in here. But mind that you need to complete 6 courses here instead of 5 as compared to other minors. So that is all about minors. We also have a doubt regarding CG in if you take a minor. So you have to note that when you take a minor degree, you need to choose courses from a certain pool of given courses to you, out of which some of them are compulsory for you to complete if you need to complete the minor degree program. Hence, you need to be a bit careful about your CG. So it cannot taking a minor cannot guarantee you a boost in your CG, but it's not necessary also that your CG would fall. Again, I would recommend you to be a bit careful when dealing with your academics. So we open the floor now for question and answers.
Okay, I would like to add only one thing. There is one senior with us who is in his 5th year, so he can answer your doubts regarding SIPs or PS2 or early grad as well. So you can even ask them in the chat box, or you can unmute and ask, and yeah, he'll answer. The senior is Shubham Kumar.
Yeah. So, how do you clear a minor? Like, are there examinations or something?
No, there are no examinations. Basically, you have to complete the courses which are given in the minor requirement. After which, BITS offers you the minor degree ka certificate.
Yeah, but
For minor specifically, you have to pay a certain fee beforehand, which is done in 2 installments, half of which is given beforehand, so that the courses for you are reserved for you in particular, since you have taken the minor course, minor program. And after the completion of course, you pay the second installment of the program and you get the degree, minor degree.
yeah, but how do
Hello.
they know that you've completed the degree?
No, see, it's just a course, right? So So like any course, you'll have midsems, quizzes, projects, completes, all of those things. And like any other course, you'll get grades. So after you finish all of the required courses, all of the requirements for getting the minor, once you've done all that, then you'll get the degree. So it's just like any other course, it'll be the same.
Uh, Basically, when you are in your second year, near to two, you get a form to fill your minor preferences. Around mid-sem time, probably after that, you get a form regarding which minors ka preference you want to fill up. And at that time only you need to pay your first installment, and after that minor is allotted to you. Also, yeah, for minor there is a certain CG requirement, such as the science minor has CG cutoff around 8 point between 8.2 to 8.4 sort of. It varies a bit year to year. So CG up till 2-1 is counted for allocation of minor.
Yeah, but if you're doing the minor degree on your own, can you still sit for the exams?
Yeah, you can. I'm assuming you're like a single light or something. So you will have open slots, right? So if you want to do a finance minor, you can look up all of the courses you need and take those courses in your open slots. So you will be doing the course like all of the other people doing the course. It'll be the exact same. Like you'll be in the same classroom with the same professor, same homework, same exams, all of those things. And once you've completed all of those courses, then BITS will also see that. And once you've satisfied the requirements, then they will give you the minor degree. And I think then fees you'd have to pay at the end. See, the best way to get a minor is to get it officially in 2-2. Once you apply for it, it's a bit dicey to do all of the courses on your own and then get the minor, but it's definitely possible. It shouldn't be your first preference, but it's possible.
Yeah, hi Chaitanya. So your dot I'll be taking up. See, when you're doing early grad, you will be done with all the courses by 3-2. Okay. Now you have the option in first semester to take up either thesis or PS2. In thesis, you can always sit for placements. Placements will be starting before your semester starts, 1 month before. Okay, so you can sit for that 1 month also, and during your thesis time also. But now if you take PS2, so you can sit for the first 1 month where most of the companies are almost done. Okay, but you won't be able to sit when your PS2 starts. Okay, and if your PS2 company grants you leave, you can come and sit for placements. There's no problem in that. You'll have to tally with your PS2 company for that. Is your doubt clear?
Yeah, thank.
Okay. And what else do I have?
Won't that overlap with SIP?
SIP is 1 year before, right?
Shubham, please explain the timeline for SIPs for single degree and dual
Okay.
degree.
For single degree, first of all, I'll go with for single degree. Um, After your second year ends, okay, around August, the companies start coming up. Okay, this is for SIP. Okay, and SIP is for first 2 to 3 months. Many companies come. Okay, and then companies come randomly, like 1 or 2 per week, maybe. Okay, so this is when you are in third year, you are giving SIP uh, interviews and coding round. Okay, now your SIP, your summer internship will start on 15th May around. Okay, and it ends in July end, right? Because it's of 2 months, or some do it 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever. Okay, so this is what you do in SIP. Now, when your third year ends, okay, then you will be called for placements. If you have applied for first sem placements, there are 2 sem placements, first sem and second sem. And for dual degree students, okay, who are taking both semesters as PS2, you can still sit for placements in between the 2 PS2s. The first PS2 ends uh, around 25th December, and the second PS2 starts around 15th of January. So you have 20 days in between. So in those 20 days, you can sit for placement. So don't worry about that. Okay. And for other things, okay. What else do you want to know? One second. There was one doubt by Anuj. One second. Yeah, if we take SIP, then PS2 is in 4-2 only. Yes. If you take a SIP, okay, so your SIP ends around 15th of July, while PS2 starts on 4th of July. So you cannot have two companies in your hand at one time. So you're not allowed to take PS2 in first semester. Okay, Anuj, is that clear?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Other doubts? For duals, minors, okay, minors I'm not picking up. Any SIP or placement regarding things, then I'll help you. Satyam, SIP is for all branches, okay? And in SIP, we have different companies. You have core companies, you have IT companies, everything, all type of companies come. You need to apply for any one, or you can apply for both also, okay? And also, it somewhat is dependent on branch. Like few companies do not allow students in IT, like IT companies do not allow students from other branches apart from CS. Okay. Yes, you can sit for placements even if you decide to do a thesis. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Mostly people do thesis so that they can sit for placements as well. Okay, in first semester. SIPs are paid, Gautam. Yes. Okay. Divyansh, it depends on company. The CG cutoff depends on company to company. Okay. Okay. So it depends on company to company.
Okay, yeah.
Akash,
Akash,
such doubts would be answered in your in your branch specific sessions, which are there very soon. You have already got a mail, and you can ask those questions to your seniors, I guess. No such questions here, please.
which question?
Guys, I can see a lot of you are having a lot of questions regarding SIP. So please note that the placements unit will be keeping an exhaustive session regarding what a summer internship program is and what will be its timeline, how to prepare for it, everything in your second year soon. So you will get to know everything regarding that. For now, it is important for you to know the basic timeline for it, like when it is and all. The details for it will be provided by PU soon.
Yeah, you can head over to any other doubts which you have regarding registration degree planning. The branch specific doubts will be majorly covered in the sessions which your branch seniors are going to take.
PS1 is right after your second year.
Okay, Rhythm, you want to know about the timeline again in short? Can we do it, or they can see the recording?
Rhythm, which timeline exactly are you referring to? The entire timeline of college or any particular year after second year? So right after your second year, you will have your PS1, regardless of your type of degree, for single or dual. After, if you're a single degree student, after your third year, and if you're a dual degree student, after your fourth year, you will have the summer term in between the 2 years. You will have your summer internship if you manage to get that, and in your final year you will have your PS2 slash thesis. PS1 online or offline depends on the year. Generally,
The
due to the
timeline is
COVID situation, it was online. So, but it can vary.
the
It
timeline
will.
was discussed very nicely in the starting part of the session. After this session is over, you can head over to the recording and watch the timeline thing again. We have explained your whole degree with the single degree thing as well and with the dual degree thing as well. Yeah, you can just go and watch the recording. In which sem we have to cover minor degree? Prabhat, you need to cover all the courses about your minor degree right after your 3-1, like right after your 2-2, I guess. You majorly register about your minor degree in the second year, second semester, and majorly you start like completing the courses in 3-1, 3-2,
Yeah, you can
and
start in
even in the
2-2
summer term.
also.
Yeah.
But yeah, you officially register for the minor in 2-2 and then you can start doing it from 2-2 only.
See, if you are sure of which sort of minor you are going to take, then you can start with that particular minor from 2 to itself. Let's say you have a you have an interest in data science minor, and you are interested in you have a good
Yeah,
enough
sir.
CG as well, 8.5, let's say. So you are sure of your data science minor, then you can take any course related, which is a part of DS minor in your 2 as well. Similar is the case with finance. So you can start off early if you are sure enough of both your CG as well as interests. But your the official preference form is given in the middle of 2. A detailed session regarding minors, as I mentioned before, will be uh, given to you before the minor registration, before your 2 starts.
There
It
would
will
be
be
one
conducted
session
by
from the
PMP.
PMP itself, which would discuss majorly about the minor thing, but it would be a different session, and it would specifically about minors.
Satyam, talking about health, this will be exhaustively covered in the departmental sessions, and there are no such best healths that you take. It also boils down to your interest and how you feel if that course would suit you or not.
Shubham bhaiya, we have a doubt here. If we do thesis, can we sit for placement in both semesters?
If you're doing thesis, one semester is thesis, right? So in that semester you'll sit for placements most probably, and you are only allowed to sit in for placement in one semester anyway. You cannot sit for placements in 2 semesters.
Also, since all of you might have received a mail regarding the departmental semester sessions, uh, your individual department will be keeping a session individually for you, um, for your department basically in the upcoming 3 days. So kindly check the timetable for it in according to your mail.
Check your email. You would have received one mail till now from PMP itself. So yeah, you can go and check the timeline.
About clashing. So basically, before any registration, you receive a document PDF called timetable for that particular semester. Before every semester, you do get that. So it contains the list of all the courses which are offered in that semester and their midsem as well as compre dates. So all you have to do is check if any hell which you want to take is clashing with the compre dates of that compre or midsem timings of any of your CDCs. If it is, then you won't be able to take that particular course in while registration. You will be automatically deregistered from it during registration itself. We have also shared a timetable maker ka website link in the PPT itself, which we'll be sharing to you after this, and it's been shared in the chat as well. So using this and the timetable, which you will be receiving in a couple of days before registration, probably it's generally 1 or 2 days before registration. There you can check all the clashes. This is an important thing which you have to do before registration. Check classes regarding your interest, your courses of interest. Anything else? Minors are substitutes of opals, right? Not necessarily. See, it depends on what branch you are in, what department you are in, and what department offers the minor. Like, for example, if I am in MSc Maths, then some of the courses from the data science minor will be my disciplinary electives. Some of them which will be uh, open electives. So, for example, if I am in electronics, let's say, then all the courses which come under finance minor are counted as open electives for me. So it depends on both the departments.
Satvik, at a low PR number also you would get some or the other hell, and in case you still do not get any hell or you do not get a hell of your preference, in the add and swap feature you could take up a hell at that time. Or instead, if you are not opting for a hell since at your PR number you do not like the hells that are being offered, instead you could take any other elective.
Okay, so guys, we had a form also where we asked if you had any doubts. So we got some submissions. We will just go over that, right? So keep in mind, like we mentioned, we will be having branch specific sessions for you guys. So if you have anything branch related, we'll have a panel of seniors there so they can help you with that. We will also be having a minor session where we'll go in depth about data science minor, finance minor, all of the minors, and placement unit will also be having a session about SIPs and all of these things. So yeah, so I'll just read out the doubts that won't be covered in any of these sessions. So somebody asked, if we are carrying forward any first year course due to medical reasons, what effect will it have on electives, etc. in second year? So yeah, the maximum credits you can take per semester is 25 credits. So you will have to fit that course in your 25 credits. But yeah, it won't really affect you that much. You will just have to make space for it and do it in your second year. Okay. So can dualites have the option to choose a minor degree? Yes, they do have the option, but it is very hectic and you will have to take a summer term. So for a
Also, as I
minor,
mentioned, I'm really sorry to interrupt. We had gone through this. For certain particular combinations of your departments, it is possible to handle the certain minors, such as maths plus computer science. It would be easier to take a data science minor for them because almost all the courses are disciplinary electives in either of the two branches. For other courses such as finance, for other minors such as finance, for dualites you need to take summer term.
okay, so yeah, it is like Pierre said, it is easier for maths and CS, but yeah, usually it still will be hectic and you will have to take a summer term most probably. Okay, so for a minor in finance, what are the necessary courses on the CGPA cutoff? So CGPA cutoff, it will be around 7.5, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And for a minor in finance, so you do have a few courses and some of them have prerequisites, like Finman has a prerequisite FUFA, so you will have to do them in order. So yeah, you apply for the minor if you get it, and plus not every course is offered in every semester. So you have some courses that are offered only in odd and some courses that are offered only in even. So we have the bulletin there and it has all of the necessary courses that you need to get your finance degree. So you will have to go through that, plan out your degree a bit, see what courses are offered, and make sure that you're able to do all of them. Okay, so then the next question is, which humanities electives are in demand and which are the ones which are least in demand generally every year? So this is pretty subjective, and the best way to figure these things out is just talk to people, talk to seniors. They'll tell you about the professor, about the grading. So So yeah, there are a few like sheets going on that have detailed reviews of all of the humanities electives. So it's all there, but nothing is a hard and fast rule that take this elective, don't take this elective. It is very subjective. So then, and yeah, we will be having semester sessions there. So you will get a chance to interact with a lot of seniors. So you can ask them and they can give you their preferences. Then, are there any courses common to both CS and EEE? So these branch-specific questions will be answered in your semester session. The timings are all in the mails we've sent you. A minor specialization can widen the pool of opportunities for students, but can it also narrow them? Not necessarily. If it is narrowing your opportunities, it's because it's taking time. It is, you do have to pay for it also. But in general, doing a minor, it won't really narrow your opportunities like that, except for like time and cost constraints that you might face. Okay. Then which humanities Dell? Again, humanities health, you will just have to talk to people. So talk to your seniors and they will give you their opinions. Again, please tell us which course where the content is to be covered from. So we can't really generalize all courses over all branches like that. So again, talk to your seniors. For example, if you're in economics, go to the economics semester session. They talk about each and every course individually, where you should be studying from. They tell you about the professor. So those are very helpful. So all of those things will be answered there. This was just to tell you the basic terms, like what are CDCs, what are health, what are DELs, what are minors, so that you have a rough idea. But if you want to know anything specific about this minor or this DEL, then that will be covered in the semester sessions. So yeah, if anybody has any more doubts, you can ask. You can raise your hand and ask through your mic.
Also, guys, please note that semester sessions will be conducted by the seniors of your own department. So, if you have any sort of particular doubts regarding any sort of courses, please feel free to ask them. Don't forget, because these semester sessions are really important on how on understanding how to deal with the upcoming semester. That they tend to help help you plan your academics and manage a semester basically.
Vatsal, you don't really have a minimum number of healths that you have to take in your 2-1. Throughout your degree, you have to complete 3 of them. So it's your choice if you want to do 2 in your 2-1 and 1 in your 2-2, or maybe spread it out. It totally depends on where do you want to put it. But in your 4-year or 5-year tenure, you have to fit in 3 healths.
Vatsal, if you are a single degree student, you can take only one hell at max in your 2-1 because you have 21 credits. Achha, you are a dual life. So how many you need to check total number of credits uh, you need to take from in your particular semester. It varies from department to department. So yeah, if you have any doubts, please speak up on the mic because we are maximum credits in a semester. See, two second year onwards, each semester has maximum of 25 credits.
You have to fill in 5 because there's a high possibility that you might not get your first preference. So those are just for preference, and that doesn't mean they'll allot you 5 healths. That's just to understand what you prefer to take. Hope that
We will be closing in the next 4 minutes. If you have doubts, please ask it as soon as possible. Yeah, Namrata, you can continue. Sorry to disturb.
I just said I hope that cleared your doubt.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
If we apply
Oh,
for off-campus internship during our SIP period, then what would be the thing that is SIP required for the CGP or else? I don't know that.
SIP does not come under academic requirements, unlike your practice school. Practice school has credits. Summer internship does not have any academic uh,
And if
background to
someone
your
has an
degree.
okay, and yeah, and if someone has an off-campus internship during the PS1 period, then what he or she should do?
See, you need to complete whatever work has been given by your uh, practice school in your PS1. Other than that, if you have a lot of free time and you are at home, let's say if you are having your PS1 online, then you're free to do whatever you want because it's technically your vacation duration.
Okay, okay, yeah, it's clear. Thanks.
Prakar, again depends on your choice. Ki how many you want to do and how many you can handle. These are
Prakhar,
just L courses. Yeah, Piyush, you
for a
can.
single degree student, you can take only one hell in 2N.
No, only if you take a minor degree, you pay for the minor fee.
Yeah, everyone who is opting for a minor degree need to pay a fees for taking the minor degree.
Yes,
Divyam,
Divyam.
you can unmute.
Divyam, do you have any doubt?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
so like I'm in mechanical, so I'm having 7 courses into one worth 22 credits. So should I take elective in person to one?
You can, like, you do have the space for it. If you see, there is no good number to take. How many should I take here? If you take more now, you'll just be more free in your fourth year. So it's up to you, because 7 courses is still hectic. So do you want your timetable to be more hectic? Do you want to? It's completely up to you. There's no number like that. It just depends on how you want to plan your degree.
Yeah. Okay.
And can you please explain? Can you please tell once, like from which sem can we start taking our? Uh, uh, I mean, other than the health electives that we have that Opels and Dells. So from which sem are we allowed to take those electives?
Are
Uh,
you a single degree or a dual degree?
Single degree.
Okay, so for single degree, your health will be in your 2 to 1 onwards.
Yeah, I was at like the other two electives, like you have like Opels and Dells, right? So from which sem are we allowed to take those electives?
so
Health are
those will be
then
from 2-2. And after 2-2, you can take Hells, Dells, Opals, anything. It's only in 2-1 you have this restriction where you can only take Hells.
Okay, I got it. Thanks.
Let's say a minor for dual lights, what will be the summer term? Like you were saying, you'll have to utilize the summer term. Which year will be that?
third year. Once you complete your third year, you'll have a summer break, right? So
Right.
that's summer.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, between your third year and your fourth year, you have a free summer slot. That's when you can complete extra courses, which you cannot fit in your. See, basically, dualites don't have a lot of free slots, unlike single degree students. Hence, if they have to complete their OPEL requirements, then they can complete those in the summer term. You have to
Oh,
basically go to the university during your summer, and also summer term has its own fees because you're taking tuitions.
that's right.
Sir, if we have no more doubts, we are closing the session.
Hold on. 1 year is compulsory, and then we have 5 credits left, so we should be able to take 2 years, right?
You'll be able to take only one, no? Because each hell is for 3 credits. So if you have 5, you can't take 2.
No, Dells as well as Opels are allowed from 2 to. In 2-1 you can take only a hell for single degree students it is. Yeah, you will get this recording on YouTube. We'll be uploading this to YouTube as well. You can watch any part. What is the mandate for repeating courses to increase CG? Okay, yeah. So bits also, don't think we covered this part. Bits does allow you to repeat courses if you're unsatisfactory with your grade.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to say with repeating courses, this is especially something that a lot of eco and finance people do because you have your offshoot, right? These are basically 4 courses, and when finance companies come for placements, they will look at your score for these 5 courses. So, let's say I did one of these courses and I didn't get a good grade. So, okay, first of all, you can't repeat a course just because, like, if I get a B and I want an A, I can't repeat it. There is like a maximum that you can get, and below that you can repeat it. So this is usually like a C or a C minus. It depends on the prof, it depends on the course. But let's say I get a D and I know it's going to look very bad in my offshoot. So then, because as a dualite I have 2 open slots, I will use one of those open slots to repeat that course, and hopefully I can bring that D up to like a B, A minus, or A. So yeah, because it won't really work too much towards increasing your CG, because if that's because if you're calculating your CG, because if you take it again, it's an open credit. You're taking it as an OPEL, right? So end of the day, you're still doing the same amount of courses. So it won't make that much of a difference. It won't make any difference to your CG. But yeah, if you want to get a better grade in that specific course for like finance placements or for any other thing you might need, then it makes sense to repeat that course. So will there be any difference in the transcript then? Yes, so if you repeat the course, the final grade will show up in the transcript. So if I went from a D to an A, then the A will be on my transcript. So repeating, yeah, go on, Piyush.
If you get an RC in any of the particular course, it will be mentioned explicitly on your transcript. So be a bit careful when you are dealing with your academics, because if it goes somewhere wrong, then it can be dangerous for your transcript, because placements generally don't look at that transcript that much. But if you are planning on studying abroad or for higher studies, transcript is really, really important.
Okay, and also Aditya said in which SEM would this be repeating? Basically, any SEM you have open slots. So if you have open slots, you have, for example, 19 credits as your CDCs, you can take 25. So you can take 6 more credits, then you can repeat the course. But yeah, you need to mail the professor and ask them. You need to make sure that you're allowed to repeat the course, because like I said, you have to have a very low grade for you to be able to repeat it.
You can't repeat a course on like B grade or something, B or B minus grade.
So yeah, do we have any other doubts?
Repeating
Ujjwal, it is allowed, but it isn't very useful. Repeating courses, it's better if you want to repeat a very specific course, like, because no company is looking at your first year courses. Even like if you go abroad, they won't really look at your first year courses. So if you have a really important course in your degree that you know you need to get a good grade in that specific course, then it makes sense to repeat it. Repeating first year courses isn't really that big of a thing.
As far as allowance is concerned, if you have like C minus or D sort of grade only, then you can repeat. If you have like some B minus sort of grade in that, then it makes no sense in repeating. If you wish to repeat any first year course for boosting CG, that is. Course credit matters for MS admissions. I don't think I got your question exactly.
Guys, let's end it up. If they have any further doubts, they can contact the PMP bodies or any of the seniors, I guess. Let's end it up right now. Yeah, Meg, you can close the session.
Yeah, so first of all, I wanted to thank everyone for coming to the session. We hope that it was useful and you learned something. Yeah, so you can always contact us. You can always contact your mentors. Any senior will be willing to help you. But yeah, 5 Scotties are always there. So yeah, we will have a lot more sessions planned for you, like the semester sessions, session by placement unit. We'll have a minor session soon, so look out for that if you're interested in minors. And hopefully, we'll all be able to clear your doubts, and you guys will go into second year having planned your degree properly. So yeah, thank you for coming.
Uh,
Bye.
guys, before you go, this is the folder which we will be sharing the PPT and other resources in. We'll be sharing the PPT in this particular folder in a while, and we will be also sharing
Meg,
this.
please send you some. Yeah, Piyush, carry on.
We will be also mentioning this folder in the description of YouTube stream as well, where we'll be uploading the recording for this. So do ask any sort of queries you have to your mentors, to your seniors, to any of us. You have contacts mentioned in the PPT as well. And yeah, all the best. Good luck. Do plan your degree accordingly. Thank you for joining. All the
Thank
best.
you all for joining. Bye bye. All the best.
Thank you for joining.